So Conor Benn, oh yes, Conor Benn again, he has called out Ryan Garcia. What? What is it with this guy? Like, what happened to calling out Boots Ennis, Conor? A guy in your own weight class. You're still calling out these little guys. Several weight divisions below, you were calling out Tank Davis. Now you're calling out Ryan Garcia. He also said he'd fight Devin Haney. Let's get to some quotes. So Conor Benn put up a tweet where he said, "Great performance from Garcia. I called it. Credit to Haney for getting up off the floor 3 times. I will fight any of these guys." To which Ryan Garcia responded, "Let's run it at the O2. I'll fracture your spleen and then eat it." So, Ryan coming with the spicy talk. Conor Benn responded by saying, "Don't be another loudmouth like Gervonta Davis. If you are really about it, let's do it next, and I'll smash your teeth down your neck." And Ryan Garcia responded to that by saying, "You know I'm about the business, but you can't even fight in your own country. What the fuck?" Ben then said, "We can either do it in Vegas or here. The board don't want me over here at the moment, so let's get it on over there." Kind of confusing from Conor Benn. 1 second saying they could fight in the UK, the next minute saying the board don't want him to fight in the UK, so they'll do it in America. Like, sort it out, bruv. Now, Ben went on to further explain himself because I guess there were other people who were also questioning why he's always calling out these smaller guys. Ben said, "These fights weren't on the landscape for me, but since they're all moving up to 147, Haney mentioned my name, Gervonta Davis mentioned my name, Adrian Broner mentioned my name, another American has mentioned my name, and when it comes to putting pen to paper, they don't want it." Well, my channel is all about boxing news. That's what I do here. And I can tell you that you mention their names far more than they mention yours. No question about it. To them, you're just an afterthought. Whereas to you, they're living in your head rent-free. Smaller guys. Now, we all know what you should be doing is presenting your evidence before the board and UCAD, instead of trying to circumvent the whole process like you've been doing since the beginning. All this talk about Conor Benn fighting in America against whoever, Ryan Garcia, he might not even be able to fight in the States anymore, because last time he fought in the States, the Florida Commission, well, one of his most recent fights was in Florida, and for that one, the Florida Commission wanted the all clear from the British Boxing Board of Control that Conor Benn wasn't banned or suspended in Britain at the time. If the British board had said, yes, he is suspended, then presumably they wouldn't have allowed him to fight in Florida. Now, we don't know what the status is in the UK at the moment with Conor Benn's suspension. Has it been reimposed or not? Everybody's being very tight-lipped. But if it does get reimposed, because surely that's what the goal would be of the British Boxing Board of Control, of appealing the decision of the UK anti-doping panel to lift the suspension. So again, if it's been reimposed, then yeah, maybe Conor Benn's not going to be fighting in America or anywhere else until he sorts this situation out. But all that aside, surely he should be focusing on fighting actual welterweights. Conor Benn's career at this stage seems to be like some type of desperate scramble for a cash-out fight. That's the way that his promoter Eddie Hearn is behaving. That's the way that Conor's behaving himself. There are people with titles at 147 that Conor Benn could be targeting and could be calling out, but I don't hear him calling their names. Yeah, there was Boots Ennis that he called out a while back. Well, Boots Ennis has just signed with Eddie Hearn, so he's with the same promoter as Conor right now. Perfect time to call him out again. How about that, Conor? Never mind about Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. Call out Boots Ennis now that he's with Eddie Hearn. See if you can get that fight made. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section below. Conor Benn calling out Ryan Garcia. And if that fight did happen, how do you guys see it going? Conor Benn hasn't seemed as destructive. Many people have pointed this out since he failed those 2 tests. Yes, he's been fighting bigger guys. That Mexican guy he fought was big. Peter Dobson was big compared to some of Conor Benn's previous opponents. And both guys were durable, right? But is that the only reason that Conor Benn hasn't been looking so destructive? Or is it because he doesn't have any extra stuff in his system? Will we ever see a return of the destructive Conor Benn? What do you think about Conor Benn calling out these 140-pounders? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Would you like to see any of those fights? If not, what would you like to see Conor Benn do instead? Or perhaps you don't care. Perhaps you just think Conor Benn is an annoyance and he should just disappear. He's obviously not going to. He's pursuing his career. Maybe you just find him completely off-putting at this point. I know a lot of people do. Whatever the case may be, let me know in the comment section below. And before I go, I want to give a shout out to all the new subscribers to my Patreon page. I cover loads of different topics in my weekly podcast, as you can see on screen right now, from current events to deep dives down the rabbit hole and everything in between. I'm really enjoying the feedback and the discussions we've been having on there lately. So if you'd like to join the conversation, just click the link in the description box below. Are you sick and tired of the mainstream mindset? Does the dogmatic conformity and pathological ignorance have you tearing your hair out in frustration? then don't be alone. Come and join our brotherhood on Patreon. We stand as a beacon of reason against an army of insanity. You'll gain access to my weekly topical podcast, where we take more deep dives than Jacques Cousteau on an endless variety of subjects. There's also videos, interviews, live Q&As, as well as a vast back catalogue of previous episodes, including my popular Confessions of a Nightclub Bouncer series. You can listen via the Patreon app or download in high-quality MP3. Connect with myself and hundreds of other members in our Element chat group. There's no contract, no commitment, you can cancel at any time, and it's cheaper than a Mickey D's McMuffin. Just head to my Patreon page via the link below this video and select the tier called the Brotherhood of Reason. I'll see you over there.